in the backyard where it all started.
Again.
Do you remember that? August?
That's where it all
Vaguely.
began.
Maybe even late July. I don't know. It was Cicada City.
I remember my first time.
And the dog.
Yeah, you remember your first time.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I remember my first pod.
you should be real experienced by now.
You guys made it easy.
Anyway, yeah, so basically we're here, Three Studs Up, about to do kind of a postseason wrap of EPL. Got a ton of stuff going on. We've got Copa America. We've got the Euros that start Friday, actually. Lots going on this summer, actually, guys. But we're here to kind of wrap up what we saw with the EPL season, including our predictions.
Did we write those down?
Yeah, our
Dave did.
I wrote
Dave
those
went back
down,
through.
So,
Nice.
so we'll see who's does the walk of shame out of here. We obviously had we basically went through the top 8 and then did our relegation teams.
You guys got lucky. Luton had a slightly off season. But
Yeah,
we'll get to that later.
We were definitely going to point that one out, Ricardo.
We're off by a hair. It's okay,
So yeah, but
We'll cover it. Yeah.
it's been an interesting year, and like I said, there's more material than we've ever had for a show. So yeah,
But we got a hell of a summer coming up too. So
yeah,
Cup off.
absolutely, and we're about to USA Brazil's about to kick off. Which, if you watched the last friendly, it was not so friendly, and makes you wonder what this is going to turn out to be. But
No
we
kidding.
can cover that too. But
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, so
EPL started?
EPL,
or?
hell
Okay.
yeah! I mean, good lord,
City
that
are
was
the champions again.
Yeah.
What a finish.
Champion cheaters.
So
That is
to
what
the
she said.
yeah, to the right we have the City guys. That's not where they high five, but we had the Arsenal guys on the left.
Yeah, we did pick Arsenal.
So for
I wasn't
whatever
off.
it's worth,
We got that
We were-
right.
We were pretty
Yeah.
close.
Sadly. Sadly.
Exactly.
Mine was for content mainly. That's an easy pick. I had to mix it up, guys. So.
Yeah.
I wanted Arsenal.
Me and
I mean,
Ricardo.
that final day, I was with you
Mixed
guys.
up.
I was
Oh,
with
boy.
Vaden. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
That's
Didn't
you
work
would
out.
think that they would learn from the season before, and then they still had a better season than last year. In other seasons, they could have won it.
Did
But
you
it
see
just-
their run in 2024?
It was crazy.
It was so good.
It came down to the
Arsenal?
Austin Villa
Yeah.
game.
It was just Villa and City.
It was the Villa game.
But like
against
getting a
City.
draw away against City is not bad. So it was
No.
just that Villa result really that kind of did them in. But
Well, let's hold that thought, because who was the City player? It was Rodri that called out Arsenal for going into the Etihad and playing it safe.
He did.
That's what he said was of course he can say that because they won the title.
won it, yeah.
But that was what he called out Arsenal for, playing it safe instead of going for the 3 points. They went for a draw, and that ended up being the difference. Now we could point
That's
to a lot
fair.
of different games.
Yeah.
But when you win the title, you can say shit like that.
As a
you know?
professional, it's those little things that motivate players that make the huge difference.
Right.
It's the mindset.
The last mile is the quietest, or whatever they call it.
the hardest,
How many seasons
No, it's
in a
the
row?
loneliest.
loneliest.
How many seasons in a row has it come down the last day? Is it the
Oh,
last
that's at
two?
least 3 or well.
3 of the last
It was
4
them and
maybe?
Liverpool,
Last
Yeah.
year, right?
and it
'Cause
was.
they went down early to Aston Villa last year. City did, correct?
I think it's been the last 3 seasons. I think 21, 22,
least the
and
last
23
three.
all.
Final
At
days
least the
come
last
down.
three,
The
because
titles come down to the finals.
2020 was the only one that wasn't, and Liverpool won it
Yep.
with no fans.
Because
no-
City was
COVID
behind
title.
both times.
Yeah.
And they had to come back, so obviously
right.
there was some.
You couldn't write a better final. Having it come down to the last day.
Sure.
That's what they want.
ChatGPT couldn't even do it.
ChatGPT. But he probably would.
Who
they
is
probably
that?
would. fix
I'm
it.
one of those guys that I'm not hip enough to know that. Who is that?
It's God.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
It's the internet God.
Have you seen Terminator?
Yeah.
It's the start of the AIs taking over. For Terminator.
Okay.
It's the
Great
start
I
of
get
that.
it. I get
Once
it.
it learns how to hack into the neural links, game
Okay.
over.
Exposed
Screw
live
it.
on television here.
Or the
Anyways.
Matrix. Have you seen the Matrix? It's
Yeah, I'm
basically
not into that shit.
It's our way to Zion at this
Okay.
point. That's
Maybe we
that's
should have
what's
asked
gonna
ChatGPT who was going to finish top 8 and get relegated.
Good transition. I love it.
Because
happen. We should have.
we were pretty far off, boys.
On second?
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh,
Ricardo,
God.
you're 1 through 8. This is prior to the season, and I don't even think some managers were even in place at this time. Like, I know
Yeah, it's
Wolves
hard
didn't
to
have a
tell.
manager then, and somebody else maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ricardo, you had Arsenal, City, Newcastle, Luton Town, in top 4. You had United finishing 5th, Spurs 6th, Brighton, and Aston Villa rounding out.
If I have to
8.
defend myself, of the 4, the one I'm most disappointed in is probably Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
They really
They're
just
probably
stunk it
disappointed in
up.
themselves. Yeah. They
But
did
hey,
not have a
you
great
calling Spurs and Man United to not make the top 4 is pretty accurate. So
Yeah.
and you
It was
got
kind of rude,
Spurs.
but
Spurs were what?
He had them
5.
6th. And he
Oh,
had
they ended up 5th.
He had
They ended
Brighton.
up 5th? Okay.
He had Brighton 7th, Villa 8th.
Yeah. And Luton, we were close.
Luton, all right. There's always 2 years.
We were
from
close.
now.
Close to 4th. Yeah.
Close to 4th.
Yeah.
So.
Allan, you had a Manchester Derby 1-2 there. You had City winning the title with you guys finishing 2nd. Ricardo, you did not have Liverpool in your top 8. I just
noticed
noticed
that when I was making the list. I'm kind of like,
He went for
mean,
Luton instead.
yeah.
Allan has
I get
them
it.
3rd, Arsenal 4th, Newcastle 5th, Chelsea 6th, Spurs, Villa.
Yeah.
So,
So not too bad on. I mean, I obviously got the.
did you
I got
have the,
City right.
Yeah, did you have the most actually? So
I got
far?
Liverpool right. I
I did
completely
too.
whiffed on Man United. What did I have? Spurs.
They whiffed on you.
You had Spurs
Right.
7th,
They whiffed
and
on
Spurs
you.
7th, and Villa 8th.
Oh, okay.
And Chelsea
Well, I
6th.
got
F
Spurs
you
wrong,
for
but-
picking Spurs so low. I think I
Dave?
did too.
You had the same top 2. You had City and Man United
Oh,
top 2.
boy. Oh,
You had the
boy.
same top 4. You had City, Man U, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Hey, it was a good time of the season when Tottenham was on top.
Oh my
And
God, it
Dave
was
was
early.
like walking on eggshells
Glory
for
shit-
months.
glory days.
He was just like, it's gonna happen. Here it comes.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that is a great flashback
They're good at
because
that, though. Yeah.
He's used to
I
it.
did know it was going to happen,
Yeah.
but it couldn't have happened in a more huge fashion in one match where there's 2 red cards and 2 players getting hurt.
Oh, that game was wild.
It was wild. It was actually very entertaining, but it was the start of the, not the end, but the start of not being in first place and ending up where we did. So
Well, you picked yourself 7th. So.
yeah. So
Not
we
far off.
overachieved,
Not
right?
far
All
off.
right.
Dave, do you think that had you guys had some more squad depth, you would have made top 4 or maybe even a better title push?
I think we were riding a high where we hadn't been punched in the mouth yet, and that's just going to happen, right? And so we kept riding the high. So I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we didn't know how to lose or react to being beat, and it just kind of like reality sets in, and probably not a bad thing. I mean, obviously, I would have preferred the opposite of that, but now we know what we can't do, what we need to do.
So you expecting a top 4 finish next year then?
Oh gosh,
Or is that too-
That
is that too-
shouldn't even be on the rundown yet. I'm hoping.
I'm just curious where
Well,
the Spurs fans are.
let's face it. Yes, we all want that, but what's the off season look like? If we don't get a striker, there's no chance. There's no chance. I mean, Richarlison.
Yeah.
It sounds like probably he's on his way out. He says he doesn't want to leave England, but and he's a fine player, but he can't stay healthy.
He's
And
not with the Brazil squad right now.
Yeah,
So.
I don't want
Unless he can
somebody
start
that
playing
can't
ping
stay
pong
healthy.
this summer. You might be all right.
Yeah,
Pickleball.
yeah.
It's getting them.
So-
Pickleball's getting
Beach soccer could tear his Achilles.
Yeah. But yeah, we all. I mean, nobody was really got embarrassed. It's kind of like the wild card seems to me. Newcastle was that one that we picked lower, because I remember you were over here. I was here. I think we both. Where did we have them?
Newcastle, you
Yeah.
had them 6th. Allan
Yeah.
had them 5th.
Yeah. It was like, what are they going to do? You
I
had
had
them a little
them-
higher.
I didn't have them in my top 8.
Oh,
Where'd
okay.
Where'd they end up? Were they 9th?
Shoot, they
Or-
were.
Ninth, I think,
They were
but-
in their
They
competition
ended up
for
in
the.
seventh.
Newcastle did?
They were in competition for Europe of some sort, but you guys knocked them out.
That's right. Because they were singing on the
Yeah.
final day. They were singing that they're back in Europe, and then we won and knocked them out, which was pretty funny.
Which, you won what?
The FA Cup.
Oh my gosh, that's.
It's better than the dinner plate.
Yeah,
that Arsenal got.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, what a weird year for you.
Well, hey, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So
Okay,
we're still on
okay.
predictions. Trent, what were your predictions? I think you're
Oh,
the only
yeah,
one that
yeah.
didn't go.
Oh. I had Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Man U, my top 4. I had
Chelsea 5.
Villa, Brighton, and West Ham.
Brighton.
Chelsea almost ended like perfect for you, like right on the nose at 5th,
Pretty
right? Because
close.
they ended up 6th, right?
Well, we finished 5th, but
No, we were
or 6th. Sorry.
yeah.
These
Spurs
damn
were-
Europa
Don't
spots have me
jump
all
me.
screwed up now. Yeah. We were right behind them.
Yeah.
West Ham failed me. I guess Brighton failed me too.
Brighton. Yeah.
They were hot and they dropped off.
Yeah.
So I did think Arsenal had a shot, and it turned out they did have a shot.
They
so
did. Yeah.
Wasn't too crazy about that. I didn't feel good about picking it, being a Chelsea fan, but I knew they'd screw it up in the end, so I wasn't too worried about it.
It's just wild that in order to win the EPL now, you basically have to be perfect at the start,
Yeah.
after Boxing Day, in order
Yeah.
to beat City
Yeah.
to the
Arsenal
title.
was unbeaten, and I think it was all wins from like January to April something or something crazy.
It was
like
just that Villa game. That was the only
Where
one.
they drew one
and then the
between
draw.
them.
The 4th place team,
It's unbelievable.
Villa.
Didn't they
damn
lose
near
to
flawless.
Palace? I thought
that
they
was Fulham.
I thought they
Arsenal?
lost to Arsenal. I thought
thought
they
Fulham
lost
tripped
at
them
home to somebody.
I think
It was like
just-
3-1. It was it may have been.
I think it might have been Fulham. I remember Blackwell and Conyers were talking.
It was
about
a
that.
South London team or a West London team. It wasn't
Really?
one, yeah.
I don't remember that
It's
at
either
all.
that or they got a draw or so. They dropped points.
Oh, they
dropped
lost.
points.
Okay.
That
But
makes sense then.
which was great. But anyway.
Yeah, it's
But
pretty wild.
so we kind of had a similar thought of City, Arsenal top 2.
Yeah.
Liverpool in there, here and there.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of all whipped on Man United and Chelsea, but who didn't? I think everybody predicted them both to have better seasons than they actually
No
did,
joke.
of course.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, Newcastle is probably disappointing to a lot of people.
Well, where did Man U finish the season before? Were they second?
Third.
Third. And so I guess we were
Champions
riding
League,
that
yeah.
wave of like United. Obviously, it seemed like, Ten Hag's now, he's got his guys or whatever, his system, he's had time. Because now looking at it, it's like, wow. I mean, obviously you won the cup match, but talk about Tottenham being a roller coaster, United being a roller coaster, Chelsea being a roller coaster, Luton being something.
We'll get them next time, guys.
Luton was going downhill a little time.
Hey, but what a beautiful experience for those Luton fans
Oh,
to be able
absolutely.
to have those coming in,
Oh yeah.
and just that's probably one thing that I wish we could have gone,
Oh
Just
my
just the
gosh.
one Luton game, just
Hey,
the
Luton came up and scored 52 goals. so-
52, and their season wasn't bad. They didn't
No.
get blown out as like many other teams do over
They
the
went
course
after
of the
people
season.
at least. So
Their
That's
games
what
were
I-
like
Oh,
one
yeah.
game. It come to the end.
they weren't
majority
Burnley,
of the
they weren't
time.
Sheffield, that's for sure.
Like-
I give them top props for that. That was what you're saying. They went for it.
yeah.
Mhm.
They had great wingers, fast wingers. They played to win, and they just they're a small market team. They don't have
I'm
players.
sure all those Luton fans are proud of what
Oh,
they did. You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
It's a hell of a
Because
year for
that's
them,
soccer.
Yeah.
You know?
They should be proud.
We
It's a
did
heck
have
of a
relegation picks at the beginning of the year
Uh-huh.
as well.
yeah, I was curious
Uh-huh.
about those. I know
Al-
I missed all but one. I think.
Alan went with Nottingham Forest, Luton Town, and Bournemouth.
How dare you?
Yeah, I got
So you
one.
got one
That's
of the
it.
three.
How dare you?
Dave, Forest, Luton, Bournemouth, same.
God.
Good grief, Dave. Come up with your own picks.
I went with
All right.
Luton, Sheffield, and Wolves.
So you got two.
I got 2 of the 3.
You were the
picked
only one that
Wolves.
did Sheffield.
Oh, because Wolves didn't have a manager.
They didn't have a manager
Yeah.
then. I thought Villa maybe had just signed. No, they had Emery already.
City
didn't they?
just
Yeah, they had
signed
Emery.
Cunha, I think.
Something happened. Somebody else had just signed a manager.
You're the
and I
only
was
one
like,
that had
"Eh."
Sheffield though.
Okay, and then
Because that-
Ricardo had Wolves, Forest, and Fulham.
Fulham, huh?
Yeah, I got Sheffield on the nose.
America's team. How dare you?
We should have picked Burnley if we would have
I
known J.J.
know.
Watt was going to be so involved in the team. Freaking nerd.
Trent, the ultimate
Dude, I
JJ
hate
hater.
that guy. He's so annoying.
Well, we could just hope that Luton comes up next season.
Yeah,
They win
I
the
mean-
championship or second place, whatever. And
you would think Burnley company left, so maybe they're going to
Yeah.
stay down because
what a weird deal there.
What a wild.
he got him
like,
up
How did
that
he
first
get,
season there.
How does
so.
he get to go to Bayern Munich?
Right, yeah, I'm not.
That's
I don't
crazy.
understand
That is crazy.
That
It's
is
a weird
crazy.
managerial world right now. And
I
Hey.
bet they're just buying time to get Alonso though. I bet
Maybe
they're just
so.
going to
Maybe.
cut
Maybe.
him
Probably
and
it.
just to get Lonzo.
Honestly, that'd
or
be
Klopp,
the safe bet.
maybe
to do.
change Klopp's mind here in a few years.
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Try
that was
to
that
put
one
a
was.
band-aid on what's happening.
I thought that one was a long shot, and then all of a sudden it comes out that it's just a given.
But maybe he's
the
a
odds.
great coach.
Well, he could be. It's just Bayern is not that trusting.
Yeah,
Over the
they're not
history of their,
patient, and it's their way or the highway.
It's got to be somebody like Ancelotti, Pep, that's a veteran, and
They only want championships.
They probably
Yeah.
need Greg Berhalter actually.
okay.
They should.
All right.
Berhalter top. Take
I
him.
don't have the.
Can the new women's coach manage both teams for the USA?
We're
Ah.
about to find out after tonight.
I know some
Okay.
college coaches here do that too. Why
Do they?
not? Yeah.
Do they really? The women's and the men's?
Yeah, they'll do that.
Okay.
So I
Well,
think they
coming
can
up
do that.
next season. Coming up next season, we got who? Leicester.
Leicester. Jimmy Vardy's back. I'm excited.
Yes,
to
he
see
is.
him.
Party
Me-
Party is
Party
back.
Party.
They need to
Yeah,
make him a
We
statue.
got Ipswich Town.
Oh, they
Oh,
absolutely should.
love it.
And who came up in the playoff? It was.
Not Leeds.
Jeez, I can't even think now.
who'd they
Leeds
freaking lose
lost
to?
to.
Southampton.
Ah,
Yeah, Southampton.
Yeah,
they played
that's
well
right.
in that.
Southampton.
Southampton played smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leeds crapped their pants in that
Yeah,
final.
absolutely. And I guess
Typical.
I guess Leeds owes a shitload of money.
Yeah, they're in
And
trouble.
they're
I
in
heard,
trouble
financially. Yeah.
they're gonna have to sell off their team. And
Yeah.
So which
Somerville
obviously
will be
equates
bought.
to
Yeah.
how are they gonna get in contention to
Academy
come up
players,
again. Wow.
Yeah, they better have some
So,
youth guys. To be
richest
able to step
game
up.
in the EPL it's no joke. It is. I mean, they blew it.
That's
And
soccer out there.
they didn't blew it just in that game. They blew it towards the end of the season because
Right.
they even at one point were top of the table.
They
Yeah.
were.
They hopped.
They fumbled the
last
bag.
year.
Fell off about the last month. And
Yeah.
So
They fumbled
I mean,
the bag.
I hate Leeds, so I didn't want to see them come up. But I also felt like Southampton shouldn't be in the championship. I mean,
Yeah.
just all the decent players and teams
They've
that
been a
come up
Premier League
with
squad a lot.
over the last 10 years. I was like, they shouldn't be down there. They should be
Yeah.
up. Ipswich will be fun though, because they haven't been back in a long time.
Yep.
and they're rabid fans. So yeah, they haven't been around in a long time. It's a welcome addition.
With
Yeah.
foam at the mouth. Like,
Oh,
they're
yeah, it's
crazy.
great.
They're
It's
crazy. Watch out
great,
for those
man.
guys.
So
But yeah, it's set for next season.
Yeah.
So we'll
start
We'll
working
do
on
new
those, start working
EPL.
on those predictions.
yeah, we got
Yeah.
a month and a half, 2 months left of summer before we can dive into the next EPL season.
We got to
So-
see the transfer window first before
Yeah,
we.
we
So
got-
find your next
we have
Luton.
way too much crap before.
Ipswich.
It'll be Ipswich. I knew it. I knew it.
Hey, we are rabid fans of Ipswich.
Just get a jersey already, dude. Just right
Say
now.
less. Ipswich on my chest. I'm
There we
getting
go.
it.
The entry pod to next year, you gotta have the Ipswich kit on.
That's right.
Say less.
Or at least a shirt or something. That's
But in the
awesome.
meantime, we have some other tournaments going on,
Oh,
guys.
boy.
Dude, which one are you guys more excited for? And then we'll go from there. Are you guys excited for Copa America or the Euros?
I'd give it a draw.
Euros are that's tough to beat,
But
because
Yeah, I'm excited for the Euros, but I am excited to watch USA against some better competition,
Correct.
see how they do. I'm not
Nervous.
necessarily like that excited for the whole
Yeah.
Copa itself,
Yeah.
but I am excited just to watch the USA, see how we do,
Yeah.
and hopefully it's a lot better than how we completely crapped the bed against Colombia. So
yeah,
You guys want to start with Copa America?
yeah,
let's start there.
Vamos.
I was about to say we got U.S. starting
How do
here in
we
about
soon, right?
15 minutes
So
for Brazil.
So then let me ask you guys this. How do you guys feel with U.S. after these last few friendlies?
Well,
Considering
unfortunately we
Colombia-
we don't have qualifying, just like Mexico and Canada. So we're not going to have anything to base our team off of until the World Cup, any meaningful matches. So
These are the meaningful ones.
already people are going to put way more stock into these two against Colombia, against Brazil. Two good opponents, which we need to see our players play against before we play in a legit tournament. So I'm cautiously optimistic for Copa America, but I know this could turn south pretty quick because we've seen what Greg Berhalter soccer is and how flat we play sometimes. And yeah, I don't know.
we got a few injuries too
We're
that aren't
taking the
helping
field
us.
now. Talk to me in about 2 hours, and I'll tell you how excited I am.
Yeah.
What do you say, Dave?
So I talked to Trent a little bit about this earlier. The United States, in my opinion, they play when they want to. Emotional. You think if Mexico would
Usually
have been
been that
on the
way.
pitch for instead of Colombia, you think the States would have been up for it? Yes. There's something about their mindset as like Colombia's kind of it's not an upper team, but it's between the mid and upper. They're good.
Colombia's
They're-
going on a run, though.
Yeah. And
That's true. Yeah.
And
They're
we
great, man.
just
There's no relationship, no history between the two, so it's
yeah. I mean I'm not sitting there going, oh,
Well,
that's who
besides
we are.
sorry,
But
besides Escobar, I guess, in
Yeah.
'94.
Those cocaine
it was an
hippos.
embarrassment,
Yeah,
but
that was
I don't think it's
something
a representation of hopefully who we are.
Yeah.
But again, the tempo is slow. We're just passing around. Where's the purpose? Where's the creativity? It was just flat. And
Yeah, you didn't have anything positive to say afterwards, which
Oh,
was
my God.
not what you want to see. when
3-1, maybe you'd be like, well, that was kind of embarrassing. 5-1.
Right. Especially after not seeing us play for so long, and then this
Yeah.
is what you put out, the first product, right before the Copa America that we're hosting in the States. Like,
What
I
do
think
you
it just
Alan?
shows signs of how young the team is, and they're just kind of immature.
still, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely need some growing up. But I think good matchups like Colombia, Brazil can, teach them some things, learn some lessons, and hopefully show some maturity in the future for the bigger matches.
It'd be one thing if we were just simply outclassed. I thought we were just
Right.
I think
flat and stupid.
right. I think in an actual tournament where it meant something, we
Yeah.
probably would have played better.
Well, that's what we'll find out.
Hopefully.
Right? That's where we're at.
That's why we're
So-
kind of in the limbo right now. We're
Yeah.
like, none of us know what to think at the moment.
Right.
We've seen them play really well up here, and we've seen them play really poorly down here. I mean, Mexico's pretty damn similar.
Yeah.
They can get up for play against Germany one match, then they go play Venezuela and they're getting skunked
Canada
3-0
in
or
this?
something. So
Is Canada in the Copa?
I don't know. That's a great question. We will find
Look
out.
out, Jesse Marsh signed on.
are they? That's a
Jesse
great
Marsh
question.
is the
No,
Canadian?
because they're not usually. Copa America is usually South American, and it's just
Okay.
us in Mexico. And
Okay.
We should pull up the bracket actually. Does anybody have
Yeah,
that?
I had it up earlier, but I just didn't think about it. So anyway,
Well,
but I mean Mexico, it's the same deal, right?
now, if you guys care for my opinion, I think we are probably in more dangerous waters than the U.S. Considering our A keeper that we were gonna put in from Ochoa got hurt, so now we're kind
Calling
of
him
just
back.
gonna figure out who we're gonna put in there. Our defense looks super shaky,
Okay.
like so shaky. That's one thing the U.S. has over Mexico right now is their defense is super shaky.
Yeah.
And
we
I
have a
hate this
consistent
testing
lineup.
new stuff. I hate this testing new stuff. Let's just put our best men on the field always, and just like we'll try to win every game.
I don't know if
Kinda-
Mexico knows their best lineup at the moment.
it relates to the U.S. losing to Colombia. Like, I sure it's a scrim. It's like it's a friendly, but like we should always play to win. Like,
Yeah,
and go balls to
absolutely.
the walls like Colombia was going. Like, it just frustrates me to see.
So you're saying Ochoa is coming
Canada's
back
in-
then?
He's not coming back.
I'm gonna have
no.
withdrawals. It's
Canada's
like,
in Argentina's group, by the way.
oh, Canada is in there. Jesse Marsh, baby.
But
I guess they went over to Belgium and got clobbered. Anyway.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mexico doesn't make it out of the group stage.
Wow. Who's in
Really?
their group?
Who's in
their group? I
Is
don't
that the
know.
Ecuador,
Ecuador,
Venezuela.
Jamaica, Venezuela.
Jamaica gives us trouble. Venezuela.
Ecuador's
I mean, we should definitely
team.
make it out of that group. But dang, man,
Hmm.
you never know. It's gritty South American soccer that
Yeah.
we're gonna
Yeah.
be watching. So
You're
totally different
be
from
playing,
the Euros.
playing a bunch of guys you've never heard of, but are gonna know what the hell they're doing on the field.
Yeah.
So it is a good tournament. I mean, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
great test, and again, like you said, we don't qualify.
It's gonna be in the
Have to
US.
qualify. So yeah, I think
yeah.
it's time to man up on this. I mean, we're playing Uruguay.
At home.
They're better than Colombia. I mean, Uruguay. I mean,
Boy, man,
Good.
they have a
So-
Darwin Nunez. If Darwin Nunez is looking dangerous, you know,
yeah,
Yeah.
that says something.
until he shoots it. But
Speaking of Nunez, I watched a whole compilation. I think the EPL may have. I don't remember who put it out, but they did a whole compilation of the worst misses over the EPL season,
He hit the
and
post the
everybody
most.
in the comments was like, "How did Nunez and Werner not get in this?"
Oh
I don't-
my God.
Oh no,
Say-
Werner was in it. He had
He
one.
had to have been
But
in it.
everybody was like, "How did Nunez not get in
I
it?"
was
And
gonna
I
ask
was like,
how
"That's pretty
Nunez
bad."
and how many highlights of Nunez and Jackson were in that.
Oh, that
Jackson
was one
too.
comment. They said Jackson and Nunez weren't in it.
Good
How did that
Lord.
happen? But yeah, there was nothing of
The
Nunez
same
somehow.
person, I think.
Yeah, somehow. But
Nunez
Yeah.
definitely missed
Anyway.
the most. Now, whether they were horrible, like sky balls or
He'll
what,
probably put
but-
them all in against us, though.
Okay.
That match is in Kansas City, by the way.
Yeah.
July 1st.
A lot of people
I think.
going to that.
That's our third match of the group. We play Bolivia. What next for?
Got to get the 3 points against Bolivia. That's you can't draw that or lose that.
That's in Dallas. Sunday,
Okay.
June 23rd.
Okay.
So you gotta think we beat them, and then we have Panama
All right.
the next match. So
we can beat both of them. Come on.
I
Yeah.
mean, Uruguay, we shouldn't be
should
fighting
beat
for our
them all.
lives to advance that match.
Give me
No.
6 points out of 6. I mean, God.
You don't expect to
4
beat
at the
Uruguay,
least.
but we shouldn't be fighting for
At least get a draw and then win the other two. Right?
I'll tell you in 2 hours.
Do the top 2 teams advance out of the group stage?
Yeah, and I think there's probably even like the top third.
Okay.
top
It might
two
be like a
third place
playoff
teams.
for
So
Yeah.
if we shit the bed a little bit.
Yeah, the
maybe we
Euros
still
does
get
the
through.
third,
Probably
the
still
2
get out of
thirds
there.
or 4 thirds
Four
with the
thirds.
most points.
Play each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Well,
They make it
before
through.
we go to the Euros, who do you guys think is gonna win? And we'll start with you, my friend, Alan.
I
Who's
mean,
gonna win Copa America?
I would probably pick Argentina if I had to put money on it. Just
Messi hoisting it up.
probably. I mean, it'll probably be somebody. It would probably be somebody else. But I mean, if I was gonna pick somebody, I would.
Fighter jets going behind them. Nice. What about you, Dave?
I mean, obviously, I'm torn between Argentina and Brazil.
Imagine if that was the final.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd say Brazil, but I don't have a lot to go on. I'm gonna pick one of the two, and
Okay.
Argentina had their high with the World Cup.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for Brazil to. They haven't had a lot of glory recently, to be honest with you. I mean,
Maybe it's their turn.
they haven't been to World Cup finals, or so.
Maybe Vinicius and Rodrigo
Yeah.
spur them on.
Yeah, I'm on Brazil.
You're on Brazil?
I think they're gonna cruise.
Endrick, the enlightened one.
I agree
Oh,
with
yeah.
you
Holds
on
that trophy.
Argentina. They
16-year-old?
got over their little hump. They got
he
to that
16 or 18?
final. They got that World Cup.
16,
So now it's kind of like
Yeah.
we don't have to try so hard now to get Leo that
Right.
title.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd say Brazil takes this one. They're so deep. Their bench is.
I think Argentina
Quality 11,
probably
so.
doesn't have as good of attackers or maybe even defenders, but I think their midfield could definitely be
the
the winning spot for
Colombia's
them. But we'll
there
see.
too, though. They've been unbeaten in like 24 matches.
Yeah.
And they've beaten Brazil, Germany,
Yeah.
Argentina recently. So
They look good. Yeah.
It should be exciting, man.
U.S. They beat the U.S.
It'd be fun to
They
see
did
Colombia
beat
or
the
somebody
US.
different. Didn't Chile make it one time and then end up losing?
Chile, I think, ended up
They won
winning
it
it.
like twice.
Yeah, they won it back.
Oh,
to
they won
back.
it back? Okay.
Back to back.
Yeah, I couldn't
7-0
remember. I
Mexico
just remember
always
watching the
hurts my
final.
heart.
Yeah, that one was nuts.
There are some good below Brazil and Argentina South America teams.
Honestly,
That
right
you-
now,
yeah,
South
they're-
America looks dangerous.
Yeah.
I think.
Can't pick Luton. They're not in this.
Damn it! All right, hold on. Let me pick someone else. I think Colombia beats Brazil in the semifinals, but I think Endrick will put a good tournament, and then Mexico beats Colombia in the final. I'm pinning it. Mexico wins
Jeez.
Copa America.
I love it.
Where is
That's
Hendrick
funny.
playing club football?
He is now going to Real Madrid.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
The
surprised
team
there.
Messi says is the best team in the world.
I'm sure.
That's crazy.
Oh, that is kind of weird. Is that enough separation from all the Barca stuff?
Didn't they have
I
to
guess?
buy him for like 30 mil or something? And he's only like
I don't know.
16, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they bought him and he still had like a season and a half to finish.
Yeah.
Couldn't even come over.
He's a cool story.
Was he at Santos or
Palmeiras.
Palmeiras?
And I think the cool thing about him is like they take pictures of this guy and make it black and white, and it's like the best picture ever. Like he has this like
Just a shine about
Pelé
him.
era-ish
They are
time.
likening
in
him
his
to
picture.
play. Yeah, that's for, I mean,
They say he's like the enlightened one, like the next Pelé. And
He
it's
scored
crazy.
that goal at Wembley, and that was just kind of his
Dude,
photo
he
moment.
scored the winner the other night against
In
Mexico.
Like,
Okay.
He's just the smallest person just
It was-
happened to be in the right place at the right time,
Yeah.
or our center backs are trash. I
Wasn't
don't
it
know.
2-0
Maybe
Brazil?
Could be. Two things can be true.
Wasn't it 2-0 Brazil, and then it was 2-2?
Yeah, Mexico made it a game.
They
Once
came
it was
back.
like 2-0, I was like, this is going to be another Uruguay. But, you know, finally it seemed like somebody put some fire under their ass and they started
Mhm.
playing pretty decently. And
Then this kid scores in like the 90th +2.
dude, he's
Header
that's
from
crazy.
Vinicius.
Someone to look forward to in the Champions League final next year, I'm sure.
The all
And
Real
for
Madrid
years
is
to
that.
come.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Well,
yeah,
Copa
so-
America.
yeah,
So
that's
y-
exciting.
You got Mexico, Brazil,
100%.
Argentina.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. It starts. When is it? Next Thursday, I think.
Pretty soon, yeah.
Next Thursday, I think, is the first match. So.
Okay.
I think Argentina.
Where's the opening
kicks
match?
off.
LA or New York or
It's
Miami?
Crazy that we're saying, where's the next opening match for Copa America? LA, New York?
It is in
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Okay.
It's a
Atlanta.
big
Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Argentina,
Big old
Canada.
I would not have guessed that.
Mercedes.
Argentina, Canada.
Oh, come on, Jesse.
Dang, in the middle of Pride Month.
Jesse Marsh on the turf,
Crazy.
baby.
Atlanta.
All right, Euro time.
Yeah, we got another
Oh,
big tournament
boy.
coming up.
Never heard of it.
Oh boy.
Is it any good?
Euro 2024.
Are there any good teams in it?
Hosted in
Deutschland.
Alemania.
Deutschland.
Yes.
We got the representation here, don't we, David?
Yeah.
They should have waited a few months for Oktoberfest and
Professional
then hosted
set.
it and had a great time.
Right.
That would've been
right.
crazy.
What were they thinking?
We've got our little mascot here since Germany and Scotland are playing in the opening match. It's a little
Tomorrow.
nutcracker.
Or Friday. Sorry,
Friday, a little
Friday.
nutcracker that's Scottish. So we can name him by the end of this podcast.
How many times has he cracked your nuts?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Is that a different episode?
I never thought of doing that, but now that you mention it. Oh, somebody's
Three
writing
studs
them.
after dark. Come back later.
That's on our OnlyFans. I'll
In
put a link
C-
in the
Join our
bottom.
Patreon for the links.
NC-17 for sure.
Those are for the real subscribers.
Yeah, so
You gotta
Euros.
pay to get there. So.
Friday, 2 p.m.
There'll be a link in the bio.
Germany, Scotland,
Yeah.
starting it off hot.
Germany,
Yep.
Scotland.
Yeah, that's Germany. I think we can
So-
all agree. Go ahead.
Are they friends since they both hate England? Like, are they?
A lot of
Sure,
people
on
hate
some
England over
level.
there.
Or do they hate each other just cause? Or I don't know.
That's a good question.
Surely they
have to watch and
are
find
friends, and since they both hate England.
We need an
so-
expert on this topic, and it's not us.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Where's the Englishman? We need the Englishman.
You're on the
Everyone
same-
hates the English. So
That's-
just,
yeah, that's
So
universal.
yeah, you
Well,
ally
when you
on
take
some
over
level.
most of the world.
Yeah.
I think this
Um,
is going to be a really, really important game for Germany. If they don't
Agreed,
win this,
agreed.
like Germany's going to be lit on fire. Like
Even
they're going to
just a-
fire the coach to the game after. Like
Even
the-
just a draw.
It's
It's
in
gonna be-
Munich, so yeah, they would like
they don't
would like to
win.
get off to
There's a
a
lot of
nice
pressure.
start.
Opening match for anyone that's a host, and I think we can all agree that German football in general is on the rise. The club season was great.
Oh yeah.
You had obviously Bayern, you had Dortmund, you had Leverkusen.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
the
Almost
German
invincible.
football culture, it kind of died out. Yogi Löw it was kind of the end of his era. and they didn't qualify for the second round in the last World Cup. They were just slipping. They lost all the players they used to have, Klose and Ozil, all those guys.
right.
So it's kind of a rebuild. Now
German
Nagelsmann
team
got
made
them.
it to the Champions League final.
Yeah, and they seem to be, at least in some of the friendlies and qualifiers or whatever else, to be back, so to speak, to more progressive and like confident, and the Germany that you know. And Scotland is primitive as you'll get, but they're dangerous. They're simple. They're not progressive like Spain or
Dude,
Italy.
McTominay is
the
so
South
dangerous.
American team in the Euro.
Yes, correct.
McTominay
Central
is so
America.
dangerous for Scotland.
Hey, he was the leading goal scorer in the Euros there
Yeah.
for a little bit.
He's
McTominay?
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
John
McTominay and
McGinn.
McGinn
And
are in
McGinn,
that.
yeah.
They're in the middle
Billy
there.
Gilmore?
They'll probably get
Tierney?
outclassed in the middle of the
Isn't-
park.
Isn't
But-
Tierney Scottish?
Yes, he's
Yeah.
he'll be playing. So I hope it's a great match. And like I said, with all that pressure on Germany, it could be.
So Germany has Müller, obviously.
Is he still? Is he
Wirtz.
even?
This is last Euro.
Tony
Surely.
Cruz came back.
Cruz.
Cruz is back.
They got Kai Havertz.
Gundogan.
They got Musiala.
Gundogan
They got
gonna play?
Gundogan, yeah.
Musiala, that's the guy.
They'll
Is it
play
Rudiger?
Sane. Yep.
So they're pretty solid.
Who's the other guy? The
There's a lot
Dortmund
of
guy.
solid
Spine.
The Dortmund guy.
Sure.
The
Whoa.
up front guy.
That's a big bug. Yeah.
What's his name?
They got a
guys
pretty
can
solid
talk
team.
about
Dude, Wirtz had a good season for Leverkusen. So I'm curious what he'll do in the Euro.
Who's your favorite teams? You guys give me top 3 teams you guys are looking forward to.
I gotta think
Check 'em out.
France is a heavy favorite. You
France?
talking Fulkrug or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah,
Fulkrug,
France
yeah,
is probably
Fulkrug.
the winner, the top pick, probably the
Wow.
betting odds.
Brazil
Yeah.
just hit the. Oh, we just hit the crossbar.
Oh
Look.
shit!
Oh, is that Musa?
Is it Allison?
It's a free kick.
Oh my God, it was just a.
That would have
You
been
should
nice.
turn up the volume slightly and move it back so I can see.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you ask me for my 3, I am
We didn't, but
France.
sure, go ahead, Ricardo.
France, you know, because we're recording a
Why is it
podcast,
doing
guys. France,
Yeah.
definitely France. Spain, they have 2 young wingers with
Yeah,
Yamal
Spain's gonna be very dangerous. I think.
and the Williams.
Dude, I thought Spain looked great in the World Cup, and then once they started playing some better teams, I think with more experience, they kind of fell apart. But I thought they looked really good. I'm with you. I really want to see what Spain does this
Their
year.
young wingers are going to make them dangerous.
Yeah, if
they have a
they're
strong
healthy.
midfield, period.
If
and
they're
then
healthy, they'll be there.
Portugal is the last one that I think is honestly,
Not England.
they have young players, you know, they look dangerous, and then they got freaking El Bicho, Cristiano Ronaldo, that's going to finish everything he touches. So
And Bruno.
Bruno Fernandes.
And Pepe still
Bruno
looking like he's
Silva.
23.
Ronaldo Silva.
Dude, how is Pepe still like the way he looked in the Champions League
Felix.
for Porto? I was like, good grief, dude. How old is this guy? He's like 38. No big
Yeah,
deal.
same
Yeah,
age as
Portugal should
Cristiano.
get out of their group pretty easily.
I hope. But those are my
Turkey, Georgia.
Man, I want to see
Czechia.
I want to see how England does.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, I think their own press just puts so much
Oh,
media.
their bravado is
They just
amazing.
put so much
Everything
pressure on
always that
them.
way.
It's insane. But I'm curious if they can live up to the hype because they
They're
got a heck of a squad. Like
They're
they
so top heavy.
they could match up with almost anybody in the tournament.
The
but-
Bellingham effect will take them home.
Their
Let's see how they
attack
play 'em,
is
yeah.
just unreal. But their back four is
Yeah,
really
suspect.
not that good.
Suspect. But the
Um,
midfield's really good. You got
yeah,
Bellingham.
yeah, it's
you could
Rice.
have Rice. You could
Yeah.
have. There's talk of putting
Foden.
Trent Alexander in the
Yeah,
midfield
yeah.
with him. You
Would
could
be
put
smart.
Mainu in there, but
That'd
he's
be
young
smart.
and inexperienced.
Yep.
Cole
But-
Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer could be
Like, there's a lot of
lighting them on
weapons, man.
fire. I
Yeah,
mean, there's a bunch of options.
Eze.
But Southgate usually goes the more conservative route than
Of course
the,
he
the,
does.
the forward. So
And he's almost gotten them there.
He
I
might
have to
hold them
admit.
back.
I know, that's the problem.
apparently Luke Shaw is back, so they could have their starting left back.
Imagine if England had a Brazilian coach that was just like
Yeah.
all attack and not
Right.
conservative,
And, like, just
you know,
pass
just like
and move.
totally against the English
Yeah,
philosophy.
Southgate he's a good tournament manager, and he's got them to
He's
a
had some
semifinal
success, yeah.
and a final.
That's pretty good.
But if he just turned it up a little bit and let his players off their leashes a little
Yeah.
bit,
No joke.
I think they could have won one of those at least. Yeah, I did the bracket, and I picked France over Spain. France is just stacked. They're
just
just
so
all
deep.
to check the boxes. You can check them.
They're new players. Their
Ugh.
young players
Yeah.
are so good. So good. It's ridiculous how they just keep pumping
Yep.
out.
Yeah,
good players
I
like
picked
that,
Portugal and France in the final, but I picked Portugal to win just to be different.
Yeah, I agree with Portugal,
I
too.
wanted somebody else.
As
they
a
got-
potential.
Group B is pretty tough with Spain, Croatia, and Italy, but I wouldn't sleep on the Italians on this tournament.
No.
True.
You
true.
can't ever do that. They can lay an egg, or they could have it all together.
They could just shut it down, and you can't get past them. And
They did it the last tournament.
1-0.
They got some young guys that could do
Yeah,
some
they've been there
things, so.
before, so
Get off the
do
Wi-Fi
not
here.
count them
Looks like
out.
we're scanning.
I
France
gotta-
has got Netherlands in their groups. You would imagine both of
Yeah, the
them.
Netherlands I'm not real big on.
Austria is
No one's
not to
talking
be
about
slept on
No,
in that group.
Austria's just
I think
fine.
people are not realizing Austria's, and they have Ralph, what's his name?
Ragnick.
Ragnick, so
Your
they're
guy.
playing a whole new style.
My favorite
so
person.
That could be chaos in a tournament. And
He actually spoke truth into Man United's team. so.
Poland's the other team, so if Austria can beat Poland, who knows
Yeah,
if they can pull
Poland's
off
a dog.
against something like
Don't
that.
They're boring. They're primitive.
The only man that can stop Poland is Memo Ochoa.
That's true.
Hey, how long do you guys think until they get U.S. to play in the Euros?
Right?
As long as
the
it
best question
it
of the
makes them any
night.
money.
What'll be
we'll
quicker,
try to
the
figure it
U.S.
out.
playing in the Euros or the Euros coming to the U.S.?
I'd watch.
Yeah.
We'll play an
Probably
Africa
Euros
Cup in
coming to the
Asia.
U.S., honestly.
I would, without a doubt, I would watch that.
Talk about a Euro group. I have no
that'd
clue
be a
what's going to
good clip.
happen. Belgium, Romania, Slovakia, Ukraine.
Belgium.
Group E.
Bunch of
Just
commies.
barely, by like 1
Commies.
point.
Yeah,
Belgium by
there's just
1 point.
Chaos and Belgium gets
Yeah,
out somehow.
by 1 point. Yeah.
Because Courtois is not playing, by the way.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Is?
He's not.
Oh,
So,
he's
no.
not hurt anymore because he played in the
He
the
came
final.
back for
He's
one
not on
game
their
and was
squad
like, I'm
for the
out.
Euros,
Oh my
I
gosh,
saw.
in the final, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Talk
could
about
end up being a
losing.
great group. I mean, it's not a sexy bunch of Ukraine, Romania.
don't
It's
know,
not
yeah.
a great match. Like, oh, gotta watch, but it's shit. It could be great. It's all entertaining.
I don't know much
mean,
about any of those, so that's why I'm
Yeah,
curious.
but there are, as we've all discovered, there are 4 to 5 potentials that could win it. That we wouldn't be surprised if they did. Whether it's England, Spain, Portugal, Italy, France.
I'd probably count
That's the-
those right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's cool about it. And I would love to see England finally lift it. I mean, but again, they
Germany's
got to
the
show
host
me
nation.
because they end up doing the same thing every time.
Is that your team, England?
Yeah, you know what? As much time as we spend on EPL, I know
Rafinha's
it's
falling all
national
over the
team
ground.
versus club teams, but I have an affection for
Pulisic's
them,
getting
and
pushed
I would
around
like
right
to
now.
see them win it. But
Nobody's doing anything to fight. Full
Uh-oh.
of pussies on the field.
we have a fight.
This is why we suck. Pulisic's getting tossed around and nobody's going to defend him. Good job, guys.
I need to put this.
It's like
on-
Caitlin Clark.
I'm gonna put this on my hotspot.
Yeah, just like
because this is
Caitlin
not.
Clark. I have noticed that no one's really defending her on her team, and I'm
Look
like,
at this.
why
That's
is
what-
no one defending
That's
her?
what Matt Barnes said. It's like, where's your team? You got to
Yeah.
protect the star.
Yeah, why are they not protecting
He
her?
had 4 dudes in his face and nobody's doing anything.
Hey, but man, I don't want to say it, but girls can be catty.
I'm gonna have to put this on.
I got it
my
on
device.
TikTok, boys.
You what?
TikTok to the rescue. I watch all my live sports on TikTok.
Do you,
by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
dude, look at this. This is straight
How?
from TikTok.
I
I'll
just
send
like-
you the link.
I just
Follow
watch
this
it through
guy.
like TNT.
This
Just on
account goes
TNT.
live for Champions League, for important matches like this, Liga MX.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. TikTok is where it's
I'd be
at.
interested in
cool.
watching the Liga MX stuff, actually. Sometimes I don't get all the Liga MX stuff.
Yeah, this.
TUDN and Univision, the difference? I don't know.
Yeah, so what these accounts do is they'll go live, and then while they're going live, people will send them gifts, being like, "Hey man, I appreciate you for posting live." Sends
Oh,
them a
I
gift,
gotcha.
and they make money on the live stream.
That's
that they
true.
make.
Yeah,
So
that's true. But they don't get shut down? That's interesting.
you know,
Because people used to do that on Twitch, but they'd usually
Yeah.
get shut down.
So what they do is in this stream, he has the logos covered with his own logos, and then whenever they go to break, they're really good about shutting off the stream, because there's probably some tech that once they see a commercial or a logo, it
Turns
flags
it
it or something. You know,
Yeah, that's interesting.
they're clever.
Well, we never really talked about our own teams and how they finished the season.
That's a good one.
So I was curious.
You
I was
wanna wrap
curious,
up there
and
real
maybe
quick, or what?
what's up?
You want to wrap up there real quick or what? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it'd be good to just recap what we thought of the end of our season for our teams and what
I don't know if I'll have
maybe we're
energy
looking
afterwards.
for in the off season
I have
for our
one more
teams to do.
question. If we want to wrap up the Euros and Copa America,
Yeah.
Sure.
who do you guys think is gonna have a better tournament? Messi in the Copa America or Ronaldo in the Euros?
Ronaldo, just because he has something to
So
prove.
fast, he didn't even think about it.
Just because he has something to prove after Messi won the World Cup, that stuff probably eats him up a little bit because people tag all that stuff and they want to do the comparisons all the time.
it's tough because I can see them both going far in the tournaments.
I say it's
But I think
too close to call.
if Argentina goes further, I think it's probably more so to Messi.
I give it to Portugal.
Portugal's got a lot more around them
I think Portugal could
nowadays.
win
Yeah, they could easily.
Yeah. I mean, they disappointingly bowed out to Morocco in the semifinals, and
Wow, how crazy would it have been if it was the other way around?
Yeah,
Huh?
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Argentina-Portugal would have been a great final, but it wasn't there. So, well, the final ended up being great anyway. At least the last
Oh my gosh.
20
yeah.
minutes or whatever.
One of the better finals I've seen.
And
Yeah.
Mbappe tried to carry him. It was close.
Yeah,
But
dude. When he hit that second goal,
Yeah,
my
that was
jaw was
amazing.
on the floor.
I couldn't. Yeah, same.
I was like, dude, everyone in Argentina just shit their pants. That's what I was thinking. Everyone in Argentina just being like, because everyone in Argentina was watching it.
Simultaneous.
The celebrations
Fix that,
afterwards of Buenos Aires,
Huh?
like
Fix that.
all the drone shots
Get
of
a beer.
them was
Get
pretty
you a
cool.
beer.
They were just climbing on
I'm gonna
everything,
keep
and
the mic
just,
on.
it was just a million people in the streets, and that was
It's
pretty cool.
And it's crazy the similarities of when Maradona
Okay, see you,
won it.
Trent.
Because when Maradona won it,
I don't want to talk Chelsea.
they were going through stuff too, you know what I mean? And this time when Messi won it, Argentina was going through that big economic, with inflation
Yeah.
being 100%. So it's
Yeah.
like, for one day.
What's he doing?
He's getting another beer. Can I have a beer as well?
Make it, me too, por
Beer
favor.
me.
Yeah, everyone.
Beer us.
You know, I
Por
since
favor.
we're talking about that final,
Por favor.
I watched it the other day. The second Argentina goal may be the best goal in World Cup
dude.
history.
Is that the one?
It's at least the best team goal in a final.
Is that the one where Messi
They
gets
played
it,
out of the
plays
back.
it all Alves?
Yes, and that
from the
Di
corner
Maria,
kick?
Di Maria scores it. They went up the whole.
That
field.
was a great goal. Yeah.
Classically elegant, just beautiful. Like they were three
flicks. He
steps
flicks it.
ahead of the defense on
Yes,
everything.
dude.
They're like, I'm gonna be here. They don't know I'm gonna be here. Boom, 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 boom. It
And
was
it's-
unbelievable.
Professionals in that level, it's almost like
Yeah.
chess, because they're looking for the space and the gaps, because at that
Yeah.
level they know they're gonna hit that.
Yeah,
gap, and it's just-
but that I've not seen anything that much like an orchestra.
Mm.
It's just beautiful. So yeah.
Soccer's beautiful.
Oh, here come
beautiful
the
game.
beers.
Soccer is beautiful.
Yeah.
Before he comes, do you guys have any? Let's get our chest out and just say something real bad about him. He probably won't even watch
About
this, so he
Trent or
won't even-
Chelsea in general? So.
Both.
All you got is light beer.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Told me to shut the fuck up. We're live.
Miller?
Thank you, sir.
Trent
I
Miller.
feel like this is biased coming from Mr.
See, I noticed
Miller.
in that I was watching the first episode to get our predictions, and I noticed I did this in the first episode, so I'm doing it again.
Notice what?
I threw the can like that in the
Oh,
first
yeah.
episode, just errantly.
Pinch my elbow.
Like, well, it is my backyard, but
Put us in the fucking flower.
Ooh, Brazil just got a shot, nearly scored in the U.S.
Not on Matt Turner.
Nope.
not on
He's
his
nutting
watch.
him for
Not on his
back
watch.
keeper. Sit that over there. Throw it to Dave. So where did we end off when I went to
We talked shit about you, and then
Basically, that was basically what we just did the whole time. But now that we're back,
We were actually just discussing penis girths and comparing it. Just quick comparisons.
I don't know which
So,
TV.
your
was
turn.
on here.
Your turn, Trent.
yeah, this is where you show us yours.
A weird shirt, I should
boy. So what we were talking about our teams, right? Is that where?
Chelsea
Yeah.
has a new
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah, so, okay, yeah,
Good lord.
first reaction to Poch being let go.
I didn't want him to leave. Finished on a high note.
Yeah, you guys won,
I
like,
think
your
we won
last,
our
like,
last 6
7?
matches or something like that.
Yeah.
Arsenal kicked our ass, but everything else after
Yeah,
that
that was ugly.
You guys, like, 7 of 8 or something.
Yeah, so we ended on a high note, and everything was looking all right. People were healthy, and we were playing the game of soccer, which was new to see. So I wasn't too happy to see him leave.
Palmer almost got golden boot.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
close.
He had the most.
He had the most
Penalties.
Well-rounded.
I believe. Yeah,
Oh, I
something-
thought
he
you
had
were
like
gonna say
33
something
goal
else.
contributions by the end of
Well,
it.
isn't it?
And I don't even think we had in the first 2 or 3 matches because he was still a City player then.
Yeah.
Isn't there something too? I heard this that shit. Hold on. That once Fernandez was out, things started to click.
Yeah.
It was like Gallagher and
Caicedo.
Caicedo. Well, there's a goal.
All right.
That's not good.
Vinicius.
Wow.
How did that ball get?
Watch right here, because my stream is 15 seconds behind.
How did that ball happen?
Somebody.
It's Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
I didn't. Was that out of the back from the keeper?
I don't know how it was.
I
More,
thought we,
We
had
need
the
to
ball.
stop playing
Yeah, we
out of the
did have
back.
ball.
That's what I was about to just ask. Like we can't do that again.
That's what we do, though. That's what Greg wants us
we
to do.
can't.
we got to play like Barca.
I gotta
I'm
turn
bad.
Everybody has to
I
do
gotta
the
turn
touch.
my alerts
Like,
off
okay,
because
I was about to
I
say, you knew
I
it.
saw that
Yes,
coming.
it came from Turner.
For the
Dipshit.
keeper.
Yeah, I was-
boo.
But
That's
look at
horrible.
that. Nobody.
That's fucking.
We're
so
so, that's
bad.
like
That's
when we
too
played
easy.
Holland.
That's like
We're
on
so
FIFA.
we're in shambles. Like when we were Holland.
It's like
Yeah,
on
so
FIFA when
Brazil
you're
is
like if you're not
now
click on the
losing
players, they don't
or
move.
beating US.
So that's what. Just
When we
happened.
lose the ball, we're in shambles.
Oh yeah,
That's the problem.
that was awful.
All right, so Poch gets outed, and then you guys bring in
Some
this
Italian
guy
right?
from
Enzo Maresca from Leicester, who's an
Oh,
old
that's right.
City guy. He was Pep's assistant there.
Leicester.
He actually coached Cole Palmer and one of our guys, Romeo Lavia, at City on that youth team that he used to coach. So he's familiar with some players. But I didn't want Poch to leave, but after I heard what happened, I literally think he was like,
What
yeah,
happened?
why would I stick here?
No.
We don't have the same
no,
vision.
No.
They're going to fire me eventually, yada, yada. I'm probably not going to get the players I want, so why would I continue here going
So basically,
forward?
that piece of shit Todd Bowley.
No, it's probably not even him. It's the other guys, the
Okay.
sporting directors, the guys we stole from Brighton.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, that's just stupid. What a waste of time for everyone, really. You know.
We finished on the high. I think the players
Yeah.
liked him by the end.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
And then I see to transition United sticking with a guy because maybe they're giving him some more time to get his philosophy in, and maybe his guys in, and maybe there were some players in the locker room who wanted the guy to stay, just like Chelsea had. So it's
are you?
interesting to see United sticking with Ten Hag when Chelsea was in a similar scenario and did the exact opposite.
FA Cup didn't hurt.
Yeah, I think part of the issue was the lack of managerial choices.
That could be too.
You know, I mean, Poch doesn't have the best record. If he had a couple more trophies under his, tenure, then he probably would have been a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not the best, but to can the guy like we did after success at the end, when everything was clicking, is
Yeah, I thought it was stupid.
I thought it was
interesting.
stupid too.
We'll see.
But I didn't want to.
Should
I
have
didn't.
had them when they were losing.
Yeah,
But-
that would have made more sense.
But I don't think he's a better option than Ten Hag, as crazy as that sounds, versus
not.
how the two
No,
teams
I don't-
ended their season.
I don't think he is either.
I don't think he. So to me, I was like, don't drop Ten Hag for this other guy who's
The
going to want
same
different
thing.
players and start everything over.
Yep.
So what you got, Ricardo?
If they wouldn't have won the FA Cup, would it have been acceptable to fire Ten Hag then?
Not for me, but
Not for you, for real?
not for me. No. But I could see them doing it, which is crazy.
Ten
I
Hag's
don't.
not bad.
I don't
Maybe.
think that one game should have kept him in or out of the job, personally. But
It was like the culmination of the season.
It was their worst finish ever.
Yeah, it wasn't just that game. It was more like the culmination of the season. And hey, man, get one undone. If not,
there's two huge factors here.
And then Ineos comes in.
The injuries were huge. I mean,
yeah.
we had more injuries than anybody else in the EPL. I think the total injuries racked up was like
think it was us.
55.
I think it was
Yeah.
us.
No, the last table I saw had Chelsea at like
I'll
52.
put you up against it.
no, mine is bigger.
We had guys who didn't see the field all year.
I mean, Shaw saw like 2 games the whole season.
Jeez.
We didn't have a left back for most of the season because Reguilon came in and then they said
They
you're
went to
good.
Brentford, right?
They said no, they're coming back in January, so we don't need them anymore. So you can end the loan spell. So we left, and then they didn't come back. Both of our left backs had setbacks.
Yeah, Johnny
But-
Evans rose from the dead. I mean,
The Undertaker.
Seriously.
he's fine. I mean, but
Seriously.
that's what you're reduced
Poor
to.
guy was called on way more than he ever imagined.
Yeah.
No
Can
joke.
we get Paul Scholes back?
So like the center back pairings, we had I believe
Yeah.
14 different combinations throughout the
Casemiro
entire
had to play
season.
back there at
Exactly.
some point. Yeah.
So anyway, that combined with,
Bring
and
back
everybody
Phil
wants to
Jones.
ride Ten Hag because he didn't really change his tactics for the players that he had available. A lot of the games, some of the games like at Anfield against Liverpool, we played way back and defensive, but most of the games we played his way and it didn't work with the players we had available, right? But what I think he's trying to do, which is what they keep talking about, is from like the under 16s and up, they are trying to play the same way. So that way everybody's playing the same
Ten
way,
Hag
and when
style?
and so when
That's
they
a
come
lot.
up, when they come up to the first team, it's nothing new.
Damn,
So I
that's
think
a
what
lot-
he's
that's
doing,
a lot to invest in a coach.
sure, but I think what he's trying to do is play
Build
the
a
long
philosophy.
term. He's trying to He's
why
trying to play the long term.
Build
So
a culture.
as much as Man United and soccer and in the EPL is results based,
Better stick with him then.
they were trying to exactly. So that's why I kept backing him. I was like, look,
Yeah.
this is bad, but if he had the right players,
And that's why I think Poch said, look, I don't see a future here going forward.
Yeah.
yeah, because it was mutual, right?
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
we don't see eye to eye going forward on any of what we want to do here.
Yeah.
So why would I continue working for a sporting director who literally has a different philosophy and doesn't see eye to eye on
Which
the
was
field.
that sporting director in when they hired Potch?
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
It's Bowley's guy, right?
It's him, it's Egbali, and it's Winstanley, and I can't, his name's losing
Hey, bro,
me
you
right
got all
now,
the team.
but
Yeah.
it's the front office dickheads who know nothing. It's Bowley he's the American guy, so he gets all the
Yeah.
Right.
the blunt of it.
Right.
But he's actually taken a step back because he's like, fuck this, I don't know what I'm doing. And these sporting directors who have been in football overseas in Europe, those are the guys who our fans are pissed off at for making all these decisions nowadays.
Right.
Damn,
That's a foul.
Penalty.
Penalty.
Give me a
Let's
penalty.
go.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That was
Pulisic
amazing.
creating that?
He might have gotten the ball, but I doubt it.
By the way, do you ever see these, like the BBC or whoever it is, like Alan Shearer and all these pundits are on when the World Cup match is on? They're not live, but they keep
They
rolling.
keep the rolling, yeah.
And
yeah,
so if
yeah.
you go on YouTube and watch it, it's like they're like grabbing their head. It's
Oh, yeah.
freaking awesome.
They got
Yeah.
a great production.
I watch the United players
Yeah.
react to like United games
Yes,
sometimes because
beautiful.
they'll have Skulls, Rooney,
Mm-hmm.
Rio.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any favorite like?
That's
Manchester
outside the
United
box.
games?
Oh, it's outside the
Ooh,
box.
dang.
He's going in though.
But
But I was just gonna say, but at least for United, they in my opinion they did the right thing. They kept Ten Hag. Let's hope that we can stay healthy next season. They can get some better players in. They need to sell a bunch this offseason. But the great thing was we ended on a high. I literally was like, because I knew Martinez and potentially Varane were going to be back, I was like 15%. Originally I was maybe like 5% confident that we'd be able to pull something off. With those two back there, I was like, okay, 15%. I still didn't have real high hopes.
Martinez will help you a
That was
lot.
a
But
strange
Martinez is
match from
huge.
City.
Yeah,
Strange match.
they looked kind of out of it. But I think what Ten Hag did worked super well because in that first half, I mean, I was making jokes at the bar, like, City are doing nothing. Like, this is boring.
Yeah.
Do something, because what they did is they basically said, all right, try and beat us down the sides. Good luck. And it worked. It worked great because City wanted to come down the middle, and they weren't able to do that because we just built this diamond. And it worked really well.
Did you have to start Emmerbat or whatever?
Yeah.
He doesn't move from the middle, does he?
No. Casemiro apparently got some sort of like little injury during training beforehand.
Did you see the quote
so.
on that from somebody's brother? Said that Casemiro was not injured.
Yeah, I saw some reports that there was something else
He just
about
didn't
it.
wanna-
Oh, it's in!
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Is that Pulisic?
Pulisic?
He went in.
Yes,
he
Let's
went
go.
in
that's
the
a
box,
bizarre
under the-
free kick.
He
Let's go,
kicked it
Pulisic.
right
You don't
under
ever
the
see it that
wall.
low like
No,
that.
he kicked it under the wall.
Oh,
They
he
all
kicked it
jumped.
under?
Wow, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
something else, man.
Let's go,
Oh, Brazil's
Pulisic.
up 2-0 now.
When did they
Oh,
score?
okay.
Oh,
well,
what?
That's just the way it goes.
Rodrigo
Soccer
team.
is so rigged. Unbelievable.
Sucks.
Who's controlling the scoreboard? It should be 2-1, right?
It's obviously a Brazilian.
Right, El Tree
Check
fan.
this out. Oh, we don't need to see the foul.
Oh man.
Live reaction.
Yeah, Pulisic
the-
just ripped a
Watch
free
this.
kick.
Look at that. Oh yeah, we just
Oh.
just cleared
He
the
went
way.
near post
Near
too.
post
Crafty.
low.
Well, they
Bold.
Allison,
Yeah,
come
interesting.
On, man. That's
Pick
the
that one
keeper's
out,
mistake
Liverpool.
right
I think
there.
Allison barely leaned this way and then
Yeah,
he
yep.
quickly
just
changed,
the
but it was too
movement.
late.
The
Yeah, it
movement.
was too late.
That'll never happen again. But
So
that
it's
was
1-1,
We'll
folks.
take it.
We'll
1-1.
take it.
off
Mary
the
with
Right,
set
right,
piece.
right.
putting us on the board.
Yeah, I'll trust you. You know your team better than me.
Scoreboard says 2-0 though.
I'm curious about
This is totally
Ten Hag.
TNT.
I don't.
Dude, come on.
Your team is
NBA
such an
right now?
enigma, and yeah, you talk about the injuries and all that stuff. So next season's going to be very telling.
Take a snapshot.
Well,
assuming you're healthy.
It's in part.
Like
It's
they
two
just
in part,
erased it,
right?
they knew they messed
It's
it up.
the stubbornness of Ten Hag to play his way and his philosophy mixed
Oh,
with
look,
the
no,
injuries.
like, we had to put the
So
graphic up.
we could have played the Solskjaer way and just played counter-attacking and probably
Yeah.
won more points.
Who pushed the
Yeah.
board
But
for Brazil?
he didn't want to do that. He wanted to play his way.
Well, I mean, that's what
Still
they hired him
actually.
for, to play
That's
his
so
way.
funny.
But
so-
I mean, I thought he
Someone's getting
proved in the FA Cup final, like if you give him the right players and
Yeah.
he'll get them to play a certain way that'll win games.
I thought the
So-
other thing they did smart against City in the FA Cup final, it seemed like
Your neighbor.
they pulled a lot of defenders towards one player. They brought him in and then they played it. They pulled him out of positions up and down the pitch. I thought, and just were very clever about their approach, and it worked. It was just a smart performance.
Yeah.
But
and I thought Bruno had a really good game, and,
Yeah.
and Mainu had a really good game.
Yep.
Daku for them changed it in the second half.
Yeah,
like he
he's
was
a great
He
super sub.
widened everything. He
Yeah.
threatened down the
He's a
wings.
menace.
I'm just like, okay.
Yeah,
He's a
Yeah.
menace.
I would start that guy night in, night out.
but I feel like City kind of messed up because I think Palmer is like twice the
Oh.
player of Doku, and they sold Palmer. I was like, and then you went and bought Doku. You could have just kept Palmer.
Right. Who
But
kno- yeah.
I'm
Who
sure they
knows?
needed to sell something to try and make their books
Yep.
look
Or
somewhat
Maybe Palmer
legitimate.
forced the move.
He did.
True. Which worked out really well for him because he got to play a bunch and almost won the Golden Boot. I mean,
Now he's
it
on
worked out
England
great.
squad.
Yeah.
But
So it
he
worked
did-
out for him.
He did leave the champion team. They ended
Yeah.
up winning it though.
Yeah, City did win, and they do have Phil Foden, who was Player of the Year. So
What a year for Phil. MVP in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how
Wow.
England, or sorry, I'll put it this way, how Southgate fucks up playing him.
Exactly. He doesn't play the same for England.
He'll put him out wide. He like never is on the ball really, and they're just trying to play him in behind.
But who do you play in the
I'm
middle
like,
to
drop
be?
him in and give him the damn ball and have him.
But
run
you
it
have
tempo.
Bellingham that you want to do the same thing with.
Let him do the 8 work back
I'd
and
love
forth,
to see Pep coaching one.
and let Rice
See
sit
what
back
he'd
there
do,
and control
right?
like he did for West Ham.
Sure.
And then I say,
Yeah,
you
these
let,
players got to be used correctly
you let
and
Foden-
they're most effective.
you let Foden and Bellingham run that middle in front of Rice.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you can sub one of them out for Cole Palmer, who could do basically the same damn thing.
Rice doesn't need to be box to box.
No,
No.
Rice sat for West Ham and won a European trophy that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's not try to complicate this, Southgate. Put the
That's
guys
good
in
pressure.
the
Good
right
pressure.
Ooh.
Finish
Shoot
that
it.
Yeah,
now.
see,
Toe
they
poke
play
it.
when they want.
Shoot it.
Oh,
went too
dude,
wide.
when you're there, you just gotta toe bash it and just pray for it to hit something.
But they'll put Saka out there on the right, Kane up top, and I don't
Okay,
know,
anyway.
Gordon on the left.
So how did my season go?
I don't think Gordon has been that impressive for them, but we'll see. He's done well for Newcastle, but I haven't
Yeah.
been impressed
Have him
from
run
the.
around.
I haven't watched every game or anything, but some of the highlights, I was like, yeah, Gordon's okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, Tottenham.
He's more of a Tottenham guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we touched on this earlier. Hot start, and then reality set in.
No,
for
we're
a
talking
number
about end of the
reasons.
season, Dave. End of the season.
Hot Spurs.
Well, I got to bring that up because we were.
Yeah,
at
we
top
don't need
of
your
the table.
December
We don't need this
We-
context.
top of
We
the
don't
league.
need the context, Dave.
He's telling
Uh,
us how he feels
we-
about the season.
Hey, we finished
on
fifth.
his emotions.
It was
Come on,
higher
man, can't
than
talk
my
to each other.
expectations, obviously based on my predictions earlier. I had them a 6 or 7. So I think we showed some heart at the end, and we got into the Europa League, big deal. But still, we're at that stage now where everyone seemed to say towards the end of the season, we kind of got found out that what we do is predictable. Ange Ball is predictable. But again, to touch on everything everyone else is saying, there are injuries. We need to sell players. We need to add players. All that stuff does factor in. And just like, I'm not going to change what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And
Which I love. that
systems
about
can
him.
be predictable, but if you have the players and carry it out, that's the whole point. Conte, Mourinho had teams that were predictable. Everyone knows what they're going to do, but the players they had could carry it out.
Right.
Arjen Robben was always going to go down the right side of the field, cut in, curl it with his left foot. Everyone knew it.
But
You
He was
couldn't
gonna
stop
make it.
him.
don't fear
Yeah.
the man that makes,
Yeah.
practices
So
1,000 kicks. Fear the man that practices.
I will
150,000.
follow Ange down the road that he's on, and hopefully fucking Daniel Levy
Daniel
will
Levy.
open his pocketbook a little bit up, get us a striker, get us some players
Get 2 or 3
that
more
can
players in
actually,
your front.
yeah, and so that
Your Champions League easily.
it looks like the progress we should be making. We should make Champions League next year. So we finished all right.
So
I mean,
at the end of the season, Ange did a press conference that I saw several
yeah,
Tottenham supporters kind of getting asked about or
Sure,
talking about,
sure.
where it kind of seemed like he was basically saying they don't really have a mentality to win, and I'm here to win.
he's not wrong.
You're just gonna take it down.
Every manager
Everybody?
before him has said that. The difference is there's never going to probably ever be a scenario, a dynamic like that where Arsenal, we have to almost let them win so they don't win the title. Or City, we played
Because that's
City.
what it was about, right?
Yeah, so that's when it came up, is that our fans wanted City to beat us so that Arsenal wouldn't win the
yeah,
title.
Yeah.
You can't expect fans to not think that way. I can't live in a world where Arsenal wins the title, especially when we're in no contention for it. Now, the manager is supposed to be doing what he says. I want to win. So, but along the way, there were people like, I don't care if there were people that worked in the marketing department for
Come on,
Spurs.
man, we're all from
these
London,
people
mate.
were like, they had made it clear that they wanted City to beat us.
My neighbor, bro.
And
Hydration.
he
break.
was just like, this is not where I'm at. And he learned a lesson that it was kind of tongue in cheek. you know,
So you're
it's
saying
just the way it is.
You're saying Tottenham threw the game?
No, they didn't throw the game. Actually, we were in the game.
I didn't
up
think
until
they threw it. Yeah.
No, but
Son missed
I'm glad
the
it worked out the way it
He
did.
did
How about
miss a
that?
huge chance.
How about that? You know. So, but yeah, I think we had a good season.
Yeah, would
like
you
I
guys
said.
hate Son forever if he scored that goal and then
Yeah.
Arsenal won?
Yeah.
Would you immediately sell him
He
and
did
just
hate
hate
him.
him?
Yep. Would immediately sell him.
All right, well, there you go.
Yeah, I no, I wouldn't have, but I probably still wouldn't have been over it. I still would be hiding from all skinnies and the Arsenal fans and everything. So we dodged a bullet, however it happened, right? And I'm excited about next season, just for the reasons I mentioned. It's a total enigma, but you know, if we plug in more
It's a great
pieces
band.
than we already have currently, then it should be better, which means top 4 or hopefully more.
Sure,
So
sure. You guys didn't have Europe this year, though.
no,
So I'm curious
no.
how the team will handle Europe plus EPL next season, because that's a lot on the
Great
team.
point.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because like Newcastle didn't handle it well this season.
No, Brighton
And most
didn't handle
most
it well.
teams that Brighton didn't handle it well. Most teams that all of a sudden jump into that and haven't been in it, they don't usually handle it real well. And it's a
Yeah.
lot.
Extra stress.
Yeah.
Extra stress.
And the FA is not helping anything because they have
No.
the FA Cup, they have the Carabao Cup, so there's a lot for the players
It's
to.
got to
kinda-
be a smart rotation, and we've got to have healthy players, and we've got to have players that we've bought, that all the elements and all the variables that you would hope are in
Right.
place. And if
Right.
they're not, who the hell knows?
Right.
But
I'm curious how.
But
it is.
I'm as much as I don't care for Europa League, I'm glad we're in it. I mean, somebody's got to take that slot, and it's good experience for the guys that haven't played in Europe. And
Yeah. Trent, did you care at all going from Europa to conference? Did it matter to you at all?
No, not
Because
at all.
honestly, like if I was in your position, I wouldn't have cared either. I would have been like, I don't care,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's more money. I'm like, I no. It's more stress and more
Chelsea
matches and
building
more
like the
bullshit.
Thunder.
takes away more legs.
Yeah. I'm like,
You're
let's-
still going to
let's-
Uzbekistan or
let's
wherever
figure out this
anyway.
team and domestically first, maybe win FA Cup and
Yeah.
qualify for Champions League. That would be my target for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's make top 4. Let's win one of those trophies and challenge. So
Yeah.
let's avoid playing in Istanbul on Thursday nights and eating kebabs on the bus ride home.
All three of us will be enjoying, the Thursday to Sunday for a little while. So
Yeah.
It's always
so much
fun.
for church and Sunday school, I guess.
We'll see how that goes. Good lord. Yeah, Thursday, Sunday turnarounds are not always fun.
I was just happy to get into Europe, honestly, after finishing
yeah,
eighth.
yeah.
I was pretty excited
Sure.
that I mean,
Sure.
winning the trophy and getting to get into Europe, just because I know from a club standpoint it would be bad for them financially and for the
Yes.
team.
Yeah.
Just because you want to keep playing in those things and get the team used to it,
Yep.
if you want to be competitive in Champions League at any point.
It's not a bragging point, but it's healthy. It's better than not being in Europe.
I think it's a bragging
I
point.
mean, if we don't win the Conference League, there's a problem. So
Yeah,
it's either we sucked or we didn't take it seriously. So
yeah.
both are not good.
Ricardo, what do you expect out of Arsenal next year?
I'll keep my summary of my season short. We came close. Few games, impacted the season greatly. But I think we'll come back and eventually win it, So I said it first.
5 in a row would be nuts.
Luton's going to win it soon.
Luton's there.
And I'll
Who-
leave it at that.
Who is Arsenal? I saw they're going after, what striker are they going after?
Tony
No, but there was
and-
somebody else that. Oh, it's
Is it
Osimhen.
Osimhen?
Osimhen.
Yeah,
Everyone. I mean, he's going to be.
I'm not too sold
They
on
need to
that.
Highest
take
guy.
bidder.
Jimenez. That's what I want them
I think
to
someone's
take.
going to overpay for him and get a lower product. And like,
Okay.
Ooh,
That's
what about
my
pressure?
opinion.
Almost got
But
that.
Arsenal needs a striker.
I keep harping
I
on
mean,
the
they-
striker out of Stuttgart, Garassi.
that guy's awesome.
Dude, his buyout
It's like
clause
30
is like
or 40,
18
right?
million.
Oh, it's not even
Oh,
that
right.
much.
It's so low. Now,
Dude.
granted, they might say, all right, we need a little more than that or whatever. I don't know what kind of
Yeah.
financial you can do, but
I thought the same.
like
That
a
guy's
deal like that,
pretty
and he
good.
scored almost his goal per game was almost a
Look at
a
this.
goal
Look
per
at his
game.
goal
Like,
contribution is
Pulisic
probably
is
even
just
It was
more.
really
walking down
good.
the field with
Yeah.
the ball.
See, we play when we want to.
but I think Dortmund are going to get him. They're like in the
And
pole
that'd be good for
position right
them.
now.
I'm curious to see how Leverkusen's going to do. That team
Wow.
is probably going to get just
Man,
bought
I
out.
wish they would have won
I
the
don't know.
Europa just for the perfect season. They
Wow.
were so close.
Some of those guys are quality players that are probably there on a deal already.
yeah. Are they going to get rated? Are they going to
I don't
keep
know
Yeah,
about
Wirtz
this
is
season.
probably Wirtz,
Oh.
Frimpong.
Why
I
would,
mean,
why,
those
would,
guys.
why would they leave?
They'll probably get
Money.
bought by
Money.
Real Madrid
Ego,
or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck.
That's
An
just the way it
opportunity to play
goes.
for a bigger club.
No, they'll stay there and win another
Shoot,
damn
Bayern
title,
Munich's
probably.
trying to sign Bruno, so if they take him, I'd go for Wirtz. Be like, fine, Wirtz, come over to United. Because we'll need a creative player. Because my goodness, you guys probably didn't, but like the last 4 or 5 games of the season, Bruno was hurt for 2 of them, and holy crap!
Yeah, you told me that.
Watching
That
our
just made a
game,
difference. Yeah.
I mean, my word, it's just bad.
I wouldn't
Bruno,
want to leave
It's
Leverkusen
crazy to see how much he
right now.
impacts the game.
yeah, I
Well,
wouldn't
it's-
want to leave
Alonso-
Leverkusen for
it's
United
cool that
either.
Alonso
but-
stayed.
Alonso's still there. I'm
Yeah.
playing for the guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If he
true.
leaves next year, yeah, I might move.
super hard to repeat on that level, but these Spanish
Now's the time
guys,
to
man,
strike, though, dude.
their systems are. God, you could probably
I mean,
put a
look
lot
who
of
he played
players in
for.
there and it would work.
Look who the guy played for. I mean, he learned under some of the best.
Yeah.
so-
He played under the best. His dad was a coach.
Yeah,
Yep.
his dad. Yeah.
I'm curious
So-
to see how Liverpool does.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole
With
deal. New
Slut?
manager.
His name's Slut.
I'm
I just like
actually
calling him
not
Slut.
worried about them at all.
No.
Going forward. I might eat my own words, but Klopp.
What'd you
was-
say, Trent? Sorry.
I'm not too worried about them going forward. to be
Oh,
honest.
really?
Yeah.
Even with the players they have,
I
you think
I
like
think some guys will leave here the next year, and
They're probably the
they're gonna-
biggest
they're gonna look
unknown
different.
in the top
They're
in the
gonna look
big
a lot
six.
different the next 2 years. I
Basically,
think.
what he's
Yeah.
saying is his hugs aren't as good as Klopp's, and that will make the difference towards the end of the season.
Dentures aren't as good as Klopp's either.
Yeah.
yeah, I think some of their players are. I mean, Salah's probably going to be going soon.
He'll be leaving. Van Dijk
Alice-
goes somewhere.
Yeah, Allison could end up moving on.
Then after that, it's who's the next man up. And
Right.
I don't know if they've got a great core of guys like they lucked out on.
McAllister's-
lucked out on, but they bought well.
And the
McAllister's
Szoboszlai
good.
guy. The
yeah, he's been pretty good, but
Hungarian.
Endo hasn't been great. He started well and then he faded.
You're not winning a title with Endo.
No,
Diaz
I
is
doubt
good.
it, yeah.
Diaz is good. I mean, they've
But he
got
might
good
be
players.
gone to Barca.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
if Nunez can finally start hitting the
That's what I'm saying.
goals
There's a lot of
consistently,
unknowns
then maybe.
that they have to answer coming up.
Yeah, they're the biggest enigma going into the next season because of the transition that's
Their
happening.
2 best
It's-
players are Van
and the
Dijk
manager.
Salah and
the
they're
manager, Klopp was the
And Klopp
lifeblood of just that
It's
the
them and
persona.
Chelsea for
whole
sure, because
organization.
it'll be interesting what they
Yeah.
can do with the Chelsea squad. Because if Chelsea stays healthy, they'll be better than what they were this year.
If we're healthy, we'll be okay. But we're not challenging for the title. But
No,
we'll be
but-
top 5, 6 for sure.
I'm also curious how Aston Villa's going to handle, because they have to do Champions League and then the EPL.
Yeah, that's good. I
and
hope their legs get tired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beware of
They'll probably
fall.
fade.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would- I
they'll
would
probably
say
fade.
so.
But man, Watkins, somebody should take Watkins. I mean, that guy.
Man, I was listening to Talk Sport the other day, and they were saying he might not even touch the field in the Euros.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
I'm
Harry
like,
Kane.
what a problem to have.
I know. I know.
You're,
I mean,
you're
surely-
talking about what did he score? 20-something goals in the Premier League?
Kane's playing 90. I mean,
Yeah.
unless they're up 3-0.
I was going to say, unless they're up, yeah.
Yeah.
If there's not a match that he,
Maybe
yeah,
2
they have
strikers
to
up
win,
top, man.
Could be
I
interesting.
mean,
They don't
Could
need
be
to.
interesting.
They can
But
attack you
so many.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
Villa's one to watch though to see how they handle all those competitions next year.
Yeah. Most of the, like I was saying earlier, most of those teams end up fading at some point.
When do the
But
schedules
we'll
come
see.
out typically?
I feel like it's July, right?
July.
probably
So
like
we're
last
probably
week
not
of
that
July.
far away from that.
Yeah, I feel like it's July at some point. But oh, speaking of, we haven't brought it up yet, but yeah, the OKC United group finally got full membership, and they'll be featured on the
Congratulations.
United
on that, man.
website and everything like that. Yeah,
Very
we're
nice.
pretty
Fun.
excited as an official supporters group.
Told you
yeah.
this went
Huge.
Yeah, we're excited.
Because
Um,
you get to see in that
Told
same
me
page,
it's a
because I checked
highlight
it
for the
out,
second half.
you see every supporters group from the world, and it's so cool to see Oklahoma City in that map of the world
Yeah.
on an official Manchester United page.
I
So
think Arsenal's got one outside of theirs.
shout out to you guys, man. That's crazy.
Chelsea, I know we've put inside the stadium. We've had something.
We've had a
Spurs have
flag
had
inside the stadium,
stadium.
and it was the wrong flag. It's that one that says Oxfordshire.
Yeah.
So that's so Spursy.
So yeah, we've had a few of the groups in OKC actually get their
That's
stuff on the.
amazing.
They
Arsenal's
took a
is like
picture
on the
of all of
outside
them
stadium
on the
wall.
White Hart Lane.
Oh, really?
I think in like that
And then they
mural
sent
where
them
it
to
has
us.
all the fans.
We
I
were never
think,
on
or maybe
there.
that was a temporary one, but
OKC.
yeah.
So is Chelsea
Those
an
fans are
official
pretty cool.
supporters group of
Yeah,
Chelsea?
I'm pretty positive. I mean, we're.
Is Arsenal as well?
I don't know.
Who cares?
I think they are because I think when Joe Pugh was here, he sent some stuff over to him.
Yeah.
United have like these stipulations, and we just haven't met them for like years.
Yeah.
And so finally, I guess
Yeah.
Tyler said basically because we've been doing stuff consistently for so many years, we qualified.
That's what we're running into with Luton.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet.
So, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
1 year in,
We're working on it.
2 supporters maybe.
You know, hey,
Yeah.
1 supporter.
too strong. You know. It's not about the size. It's
Yeah, I
about
never
the
got an
match.
invite to those watch parties, Ricardo.
The
What
Luton
heck?
ones?
Yeah,
Golden
what the
Corral.
heck, man? Yeah.
I think you gave us the wrong email. We might have a wrong. The R and the N look like an M. You know?
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I got you. Yeah.
Well, guys, I mean, I guess it's not that we need to wrap this up for the summer, but this episode needed to happen. I mean, it was there was a lot to unpack from the season and a lot that's about to happen this
Going
summer.
forward, yeah.
And
Yes, there is.
hell yeah, this sport.
Summer of soccer, baby.
This sport is just amazing, and it never stops.
We
No.
started the pod in the
Football is
backyard.
life.
Más fútbol.
Every time I try to get in
Right.
shape, this game pulls me back in.
Hey, and everybody stay on the lookout. I think we're gonna jump on Ricardo's pod
Yes.
here this summer.
Yes,
so.
he's got a new studio.
He's got a
right?
studio, and yeah, tell us what's going on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday mornings and stuff. What you got going on, man?
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we started hosting free practices for kids in the metro area that can make it to 6 a.m. at Sunrise Soccer. So Tuesdays, elementary, Wednesdays, middle school, Thursdays, high school,
Oh, nice.
and college.
And you've had a bunch of kids out, right?
Yeah, we have the highest. We broke a record, 122 last Thursday. We have 170, 180 registered online to show up. So yeah, we were
Free?
didn't know what the hell to do on Thursday when 122
I bet.
people showed
Good
up.
grief.
And we
That's
only had
amazing.
8 people to.
How did you
manage
handle
it.
that? What'd you do?
Well, we start by separating them in groups.
Sure.
So then we
By
separate them in
age
groups.
or-
But then you're dealing with 2 coaches with 30 kids. and
60 v 60.
Yeah. So our
So
goal
what
is
you're saying is if you guys coach soccer or are involved with soccer and you can help, you could use a few
we are
hands
always
out there.
accepting volunteers.
There you go.
On the website masfootballfoundation.org.
Nice.
We have a volunteer form that you can sign, and we'll start getting you in those meetings. But yeah, dude,
We
could've-
just keep growing the game, all of us. Just different things here and there, fundraisers.
We try.
Dude, shout out to how did the
Train.
bash go? Tell
Oh,
us about
dude,
the
yeah.
bash.
I
Yeah,
guess we
we
didn't have
raised-
that on the last day.
What did we raise?
Oh, right under
15,
1,600.
16?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,600.
For the
Wow,
Blue
that's
Angels
amazing.
for Blue
Academy
Angels.
and Yukon, right?
Congratulations.
Yep, right
dude.
there.
What's,
Southwest
Yeah.
what's up with
OKC.
Blue Angels? What's up with them?
Well, they're going to take the league now.
What is-
They're loaded.
What is Blue Angels?
So they're
I'll tell you
a
that
local
more.
soccer program out here in Southwest Oklahoma City area. They're a nonprofit, and they basically created the club with an idea to eliminate the financial barriers that a lot of
Yeah,
youth families face in the area. So the whole pay-for-play model is not their model.
Youth sports is a booming business.
Yes, so we thought what better organization to help support with a small donation that us soccer fans here in the
Nice. dude.
community could help them out with to whatever needs they want to put those funds towards. They got about 5 or 6 different club age group teams now, so they're growing each year, and I was pretty stoked we could be able to help them. It was a big turnout that day.
Shout out to you guys, man.
We had the TVs outside, we had the grill going. Skinny Slims hosted it yet
Yeah.
again.
Shout out to the soccer community.
It was
Yeah,
great.
It was a great day.
Yeah, it was great.
We had some pretty sweet jerseys. We had some sweet gifts.
Mm-hmm.
lot
Thanks
of
again
fun.
to everybody who helped donate. We had a lot of repeat donators who have always hooked us up for these.
I love that Lester
events.
Jake won a Real Madrid shirt and a Barca
No
flag.
way.
Yeah.
It's like,
one of the few
we just
British
keep throwing
guys there.
Spanish stuff at him. It's
Yeah.
like,
He won all the La Liga gifts.
so we don't know what happened to those items. They went to die somewhere, but
They're probably at Old Paris Flea Market on sale now. So
And then the following week for the FA Cup final,
Yeah.
the United group raised a fair amount of money for Alan Price's
correct.
cancer
Oh.
GoFundMe, just because he could use some help with, just paying for the treatments and everything like that.
Sure.
He's already started the treatments.
Wow.
I saw him that day, and he looked pretty good. He was in good spirits.
Yeah.
He was able to talk to everybody and just thank us all for being out and supporting him. There were some cool United gifts that were donated by some actual guys in Manchester, which was really cool.
yeah.
And
those were
it was
sweet
it
items.
was great. It was a good.
good
I won a
turnout for you
raffle on
guys.
that. I won $75 to Red Rooster.
Nice.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
you really?
nice.
So
Very nice.
not
Hey.
that that was the whole.
But I think
idea behind
I
it.
think through like Aaron and Tyler and the group, we've been able to raise. I mean, I think about half the funds already because he needed
3,000 or
he
something.
needed
It's
about
a-
9. I
It's
think
over
he's
like 3,000.
I think
at
it's
the
close to 4 now. So
Okay.
he's almost there, at least on halfway and stuff. And
Continuous,
so
and
it's
we're
it's
still
getting
going.
there. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way,
So
hard
moment.
transition.
Yeah, it was a great day though.
Speaking of the Euros, this weekend, don't come to my house. I'm not going to give you my address, but I'm having a Euro bash this Saturday for all 3 matches, 8, 11, and 2. Cooking brats,
TVs
All that.
outside.
I have to coach my son in basketball, but
Uh-huh.
I think I can make the 8,
Yep.
and then I think I'll have to leave for the middle one to
Yep.
go coach, and then I think I can be back for the last
Okay.
one. So
Ooh,
we can have a good time. I'm excited though. I'm
Oh,
excited for another
absolutely.
batch.
It should
Summer
be
of soccer, man.
Yep.
Summer soccer.
Can I invite a couple of trusted friends?
Of course. Of course. Bring it on.
Anything goes.
Yep. But yeah, I guess we'll. When does Tottenham haven't bought any players yet. I know we're selling players. We're getting rid of players. Things are probably going to start happening.
The
And
Copa and the Euros are coming.
Yeah,
That
so-
always messes with the
yeah,
transfer market and their
True,
values.
Correct.
Big time.
We get a lot of people getting window shopped, so stay
United have
tuned
to
for
sell
more.
everyone before they can buy anybody, apparently.
Yeah.
So.
Everyone but Ten Hag goes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, where's Poch going to end up? Has he? Have there been?
Back at
That's a
PSG.
question, man.
He's going back to
He'll
PSG.
probably be Brazil's coach if they don't win it.
Man,
Take a year off.
All right.
he can. I'm sure the
Ugh.
buyout or whatever
yeah,
it
he's
was.
getting paid.
Well, there's halftime, and I think that's the end of our show.
I think we did it.
Well,
Finish up the second half.
Yeah.
This might be the
somewhere.
longest show we've done.
First,
That was a very
first
long
pod
show,
was
but
in the
it was great.
backyard.
Yep, last pod was in
Wrap
the
up.
backyard. Well done, gents.
Roll
Well
music.
done. Well done.
Yeah, you just got to start us off. As
I don't
usual.
think
That-
that's in the rundown. Actually,
That's when I know. That's when I know to chop it up. Is
Alright.
right when Dave says his
I'll
thing.
bring that up.
Whatever spiel. Yeah, do it.
What is the spiel?
I don't know. You always make up something. It's Trent's
Oh.
turn. How about Trent? Trent does it this
somebody
time.
else do.
I gotta get a haircut. Let me take my hat off.
Dave feels all the pressure now.
Got a lot of haircuts over the last year.
It has been.
Within the last year, what's happened?
Yeah, let's recap it all.
That's
The last
not,
9
that's
months.
not the intro.
Is
though.
that why we're here?
Hey, let's look back at last year's best moments.
We have the highlight reel.
No, everybody
And
look
that's
up.
where the
Everybody look up.
And this is
Please.
what let's do that again. Let's look back at this year's best moments.
Oh, wait, I got to look that
Just-
way, right?
Send me that clip.
We're just gonna do compilations of farts. That's all we're
Send
gonna
me
do
that
right
clip.
there.
Yeah, we'll just put like the funniest moments.
All right, I'll come up with some. 3, 2, 1.